Hey, what's up guys, Monkey K here. Today we got some more Elder Scrolls Online. Now today I'm going to be giving you a tutorial to my level 36 Brenton Sorcerer AOE build. Now let me just say before anything else, if you want to see more on this guy, I'm doing a complete let's play with him, so you can start from the beginning. I did start it at level 20 because of just some weird issues and stuff, but you can just go to my channel. I'm sure there'll be a whole bunch of videos, you can watch them all. We have a load of fun, but without stepped aside, now let me just tell you, this build is very, very good. It kind of starts off slow in the beginning, but after that, it's just a load of fun. So, in the background, you'll see me trying to do my best using all the skills that I'm going to be telling you today. Now, you might hear me say a lot that at this skill, level 36, does such and such a damage, and that's because every skill gets leveled up and does more and more damage. So, say I'm level 20 and I have this skill that I'm going to be telling you called Crystal Shard. I have it. It's not going to have the same damage or cost the same magicka as if I'm level 36. So I'm just saying that. So whichever level you are, you just know at level 36, this is what it's going to be. So let's get out with the juicy stuff. So the primary weapon, you really just want any ranged weapon, that being a healing staff, destruction staff, or a bow and arrow. And the reason you want a ranged weapon is because you don't want to get up close and personal with these guys. You kind of want to keep your distance, and you can use either one of the healing, destruction, or the bow, because we're not going to be using any of those spells. We're going to be just using the spells and the three main classes: Dark Magic, Daedric Summoning, and Storm Calling, which you get from choosing the Sorcerer class at the beginning of the game. So the secondary, you can really just use anything that relies on stamina. So once you run out of magicka, which probably won't happen very much if you do this build right, you just want anything that relies on stamina. So if you do run out of magicka, you can switch over quickly to stamina and start whacking with whatever. Currently I'm using a two-handed sword. It's really, I don't know. I just have a whole bunch of junk spells on there, so I don't really use it at all because I don't need to. I never run out of magicka. So for slot 1, you're going to want Crystal Shard, which basically you fire a crystal shard at your enemy, and that does about, for me, 2,691 damage at level 36. And then you're going to want to morph that into Crystal Blast, which makes it AOE approved. And what I mean by that is when you fire it, it's going to do damage to the person you hit, but also anyone else that is close to him. So now let me tell you the exact stats for the level 36 Crystal Blast. So it takes about 1 second to cast, targets enemy, range is 30 meters, it costs 2,000 magicka, and it deals 2,691 magic damage and knocks him down for 2.5 seconds, and AOE approved, takes 1,347 damage to all nearby enemies. So that's a really solid spell. You're going to be seeing me using it a lot, almost every single time I attack. So that's really main spell, and at the end I'm going to be explaining my strategy for all these spells, so stay tuned for that. So slot 2, you're going to want to have Bound Armor, which I don't know what level you get this on. I don't know what level you get any of these on. I think it might be a little bit harder to get, so sorry if you don't. You can use one of the destruction or healing staff or one of those skills. Just try to find something that fills in for it, but Bound Armor is really pretty self-explanatory. But if you don't know, for me at level 36, it gives me around 540 extra armor, which is pretty sweet. And then you're going to want to morph that into Bound Aegis, which still gives you extra armor, but also gives you 540 spell resistance. And another plus to this spell is when you summon it, it summons a full Daedric armor set, which looks really, really cool. So that's a big plus to that one. So moving on to slot 3, you're going to want Lightning Storm, which you'll see in the gameplay a lot. It plants a yellow circle of where it's going to damage the enemies. Then you're going to want to morph that into Lightning Flood, which makes the area of which it damages a lot bigger. So the exact stats to this one: takes no time at all to cast, target is ground, range 28 meters, radius is 6 meters, duration is 6 seconds, and it costs 1,708 magicka. Now, this does 288 shock damage to nearby enemies every half a second for level 36, and while active, allies can activate Conduit to deal 1,799 shock damage to enemies near the ally, which is really, really cool. So that's a really solid spell. Like I said, you'll see me a lot in the gameplay. The main spells that I use almost every single time are in slot 1, which is Crystal Shard, slot 2, Lightning Flood, and the last slot, which I'll keep that hidden for now until we get to it. So let's move on to slot 4. Now, slot 4, you're going to want Dark Exchange, which you bargain with darkness to restore a certain amount of health and magicka in exchange for a certain amount of stamina. And the amount that is exchanged depends on your level, like I said before. So for me at level 36, I bargain with with darkness. It restores for me 1,032 health, 1,356 magicka, and the amount of stamina I'm going to keep hidden because it's going to lower when we morph this into dark conversion. Like I said, it just makes it cost less stamina to cast, so for me it costs 915 stamina every second. So every second I'm going to be getting 1,000 health, 1,000 magicka, but losing 900 stamina, which isn't bad at all because we're not even going to be using stamina at all. Now, you can only use this for 4 seconds at a time, which is kind of annoying, but it's still really, really good. So, I'm going to be moving on to slot number 5, which this is one I use a lot at the lower levels. It is called Encase, which is also pretty self-explanatory. But basically what it does is it traps everyone in the area for about 5.5 seconds, and then it morphs into, or then you're going to want to morph it into Shattering Prison, what makes it AOE approved. So when it's done, it does magic damage. So let me tell you the exact stats to Shattering Prison. So for me at level 36, cast time's instant, its target is area. The area is 15 meters by 3 meters, which is a massive amount of area. So then you're going to want, or the duration is 5.5 seconds. It costs 2,143 magicka, and the damage that it does when it's done is about 800 damage. Now, let me just tell you, for me, what I've done with my character, every time I've unlocked something, I have gone with magicka, and I'm level 36, so about 10 levels ago I started doing health so I could survive longer, but I have about 13,000 magicka, so none of this really penetrates my magicka very much. But a little trick that I use is almost every single time I play this game, I have this food spell, I guess, which I can use tomatoes to make this soup, which just gives me a bunch more magicka. So that is really, really useful. If you do find anything that you can make to give you more magicka, it's always useful to have that. So now for the ultimate ability, it's going to be called Overload, which is in the Storm Calling tree. But I mean, this ultimate could probably be called a little bit OP or a lot OP, because the light attack damage for me at level 36 does about 3,420 shock damage, and the heavy attacks, it does a little bit less. It does 1,500 magicka or damage, but it can hit anyone within the range of the spell, so that's pretty cool. But now you want to morph that into Energy Overload, which makes it every attack gives you magicka in return. Now, I was really stupid. I didn't really look when I was morphing this, and I did Power Overload, which I don't even know what that does. It might give you more damage. I don't know. But I looked at what each one you can do when I was making this video, and Energy Overload sounds better to me. So let me explain the strategy now. So you'll see me in this video almost every single time. I'm going to be using Crystal Shard just on the center guy, and then immediately I'm going to click Lightning Storm around them and then Encase them, which is like literally, if you're playing a little bit lower guys than normal, that should all kill them just fine. But for me, I'm playing at level, around level 30 guys, so I'm going to probably do 2 or 3 Crystal Shards, and then, like I said before, the Lightning Storm, and then Encase them, and then sometimes I'll just do some heavy attacks as well. So that's about it, guys. I mean, Bound Armor, you can use that whenever. You don't even have to use it if you don't want to. I think I'm going to change it out once I get this new spell that I'm getting pretty close to. So, I might make an update video to this. This is the first episode of the class guide, so don't be, worried that there's not going to be any more. There's going to be plenty more. I'm going to do the Sorcerer AOE, the Sorcerer, single target, Dragon Knight, Sniteblade, just all that good stuff. So it's going to be a whole bunch of fun. So if you enjoyed, it helped me out a lot to make sure to make some more videos of this. Thumbs up button, or click that thumbs up button, and don't skip more videos. Thanks. Peace out, guys.